All right, joining us on this Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live, former ECU great Aundrae Allison. We've had a lot of fun talks the last month because the Pirates were on a winning streak, and that came to an end on Saturday. So we'll be talking about a loss today. Aundrae, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. That was a blowout, man. But yeah, you called that one for sure. Just that win streak at home, it showed.
A buzzsaw. It's crazy. I blame the schedule makers because if we play that game here or play it in your backyard or anywhere else, we'll be fine. But
Mhm.
man, you go to that dome, the Alamo Dome, the ghost of David Robinson and Tim Duncan were out there. That was, I mean, it's one of them things. And you know what, Andre? The crazy thing, that's like the first time that's happened to us this year. So it was tough to take. We've had slow starts offensively, but the defense bailed us out. Saturday was just both sides getting beat.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they jumped out on us though. I mean, 34-0 at halftime. But you know what? I will say this clip. I thought about this. This is one of those examples of how, as players, this is how we look at it. If I was a coach, like if I was an ECU coach, I would have looked on the schedule and saw, this team. And obviously, I mean, I'm sure they did, but like they play up speed or whatever fast. But I would have been using like some of those earlier games, like the Temple game, to kind of like get ready for this type of game. Because I feel like we just like came out a little way too slower than what we was expecting in a sense. It's kind of like we could almost like prepared a little bit for it, I feel like, but it didn't look like we was prepared. We didn't know that it was gonna be that fast pace of scoring.
So 2 weeks ago, Pirates beat Charlotte, and that was a big one. We had that one circled, and after the game, that one clinched our bowl eligibility, I believe. So there's
Yeah.
cigars in the locker room and stuff like that. And I saw, and it wasn't a lot of people. It might have been just been one person online, but saying something like, "Are they really celebrating this? What about the rest of the games?" Well, Pirates come out the next week, take care of business, so you don't have to worry about that. But now it's like, did they? I don't know. Did they celebrate too much after the Memphis win? And I don't think so. I don't think any of that had anything to do with this game. But you can speak to it as a player. You've got different goals throughout the year, and like once you knock out one of those goals, there is a little bit of a celebration, Andre. But I got to believe these players were still focused on the big picture. I mean, anything to maybe over celebrating heading into a game. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, I want to believe that too. It do kind of feel like we did like over celebrate for Memphis. I mean, just the flat play. It was just a flat performance
Yeah.
overall. So I could see that though. Like, and it's hard. Like I said, nowadays with all social media, you have
Right.
a big win like that. You can get the big head, and then you think you're just gonna step into the Alamo Dome like that. And then it could just overwhelm you and just creep up on you, which I feel like that's exactly what happened. Because like I said, our performance overall was just flat. It didn't look like the same energy and spirit that we had displayed the last few weeks.
Rick Smith, he's always, I think he said it specifically with Josh Hawkins. Josh Hawkins got a case of the big head, and, but
Yeah.
but hey, it happens in all walks of life, man. When somebody tells you you're doing something good, you think about it and kind of forget to focus on continuing to do those things that got you to that spot. So I get it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
All right. So I was on the way in to do the post game show Saturday, and I was like, well, we're at that point in the season now where the games don't matter, and only one game left, Andre, for ECU. And I was thinking this FAU game, whatever. This game ain't got. We're gonna go to a bowl, but we had a call in the fifth quarter that said this game next week's important. Like, what kind of program are we? Are we just gonna kind of settle for that 6, 7 wins? Are we gonna go for 8 and try to blow this team out, finish on a high note, finish for the seniors and everything? And kind of got me fired back up again. And I got to believe the players feel that way too. They want to get off the mat after the awful showing at UTSA. So Andre, from a bowl perspective and things like that, this game doesn't mean a whole lot. But from a program perspective, a player perspective, can you say this game coming up against FAU means something?
Oh, absolutely. They should let me attest to that because I caught slack for that for South Florida whenever I pretty
Right.
much was thinking about the pros or whatever. So I could speak directly to that. And I think it's critical, like to take that approach to like finish strong, finish all the way through, be looking at like next season as well, like carrying the momentum, and just to be proud like of like what you've been able to accomplish this year. Like this is your brand, this is your legacy. So yeah, I think it's over important to emphasize that to the players and don't let them take their foot off the pedal and just settle for complacency because it's going to transition. It's going to help you later on in life as well. So
Good
yeah, you
point.
definitely got to stay locked in, and you should want to finish FAU off and really get revenge. Take out all your frustrations from this past game on them.
The first chat I had with you here, Andre, I asked you about the bowl stuff because it was almost kind of a rumor or a tall tale or whatever, and you were very honest about it that you had your sights set on the pros and a pro contract, and you didn't want to damage that at all. And we can speak to it again, but like, do you have any regrets at all about how you handled the
Oh,
end of your ECU career?
well, no, because like I said, it's when you have that experience a year before my junior year, I sprained my MCL in the second quarter. I could have left. So I came back. So in my head, I'm just like, I don't want to ruin the chances of possibly doing this or that at the next level. I knew I could play on that level because I had saw games and I was always talking to Ocho Cinco. Like every Sunday, I would be talking to Chad Johnson on the phone and stuff. I was talking to him. But then, like, looking back on it, it's just like, nah, because my family was poor and we came from, a struggle. I was just trying to make the best decision at that time. And that was what was
Sure.
best. I didn't want to get injured and then, not be able to even get a chance to go. So.
Yeah, and I've talked about this too, the term loyalty in sports. And when a player leaves or coach leaves, you say there's no loyalty. Well, guys have loyalty, and that loyalty is to their family. That they're loyal to somebody. It might not be to your school or to your fandom, but they're loyal to their wife or mother or father and kids. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I understand. You got to look out for your number one, and there it is. So, how did you have a relationship with Ocho when you played here?
Oh, because some of the people who was like interested in me and represent me, like the Rosenhaus team
Right,
and things of
gotcha.
that nature. And then I had already had like several friends that was in the league already, and they was like always, inspiring me and giving me like hope and let me know I could play in the league. So yeah, I talked to him a lot. I modeled my whole game after him pretty much.
Andre, if there was a transfer portal and you came in, I guess you would have. Let's say you came in your junior year, had a big year. Where would Aundrae Allison have been his senior year?
I
Where
would
would
have
you?
stayed because no, I would have stayed because Coach Holtz and Coach Kirkpatrick, the opportunity that they gave me, I'm a loyal person, right? So I was just thankful for that. Like coming from junior college and being in a military school,
Okay,
there's no way I would have left. Because I mean, yeah, it was just like they didn't have to like give me a chance like that, and they did. I was their first recruit, so I would have stayed.
man, how things the cycle continues. That's why Savone Revel stayed here at ECU just a couple of seasons ago when he could have gone elsewhere, but he said they gave me a shot when others didn't. And you look at him; he was drafted by the Cowboys. Finally, got his first action on the field due to injury last week, but he had the similar things came out of his mouth. Andre, just hey man, I'm thankful y'all brought me here. I'm gonna play this out to the end.
Yeah, and it's all about like knowing yourself. Some people don't have a hard time. They don't mind like jumping ship, and I don't think nothing is wrong with that. But if it
Right.
doesn't align with you, like personally, I don't think you should do it. Me personally, like I feel like all of my successes came from going through the struggle and not really taking it personal, but just learning from it and keep going, and always like staying loyal to myself and those who are loyal to me. So that's just how I am as a person. I would never jump ship like that.
Got a banged up receiver here at the end of the year, Yannick Smith. Hoping, do you know Jared how close he was to going, or do you think he didn't really have a shot to play? Made progression in practice, so we might still see him this game or in the bowl game. But he kind of has a decision to make too. Like at the end of this year, does he go and play for his coaches or teammates, or does and risk an injury, or just kind of sit it out and wait till next year? But all those things have to be weighed, right, Andre? It's not a black and white decision sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like the players now have more advantage because it's more understood now. Like And
Oh yeah,
even like on the next level, they understand it a lot better because everybody's on board to having a clear understanding that you're not good if you're not able to play, right? So it's like, why would you even jeopardize that? And like I said, it's easier to digest now as opposed to 2007 and 8. 2007 and 8, it was still kind of like that old moniker from the 90s. You take what they give you, and you got to be thankful and act like you don't know that you have talent and you have something to of value. Like you got to just like psych yourself out like that. But we was like the first athletes to be like, no, I'm bringing value to what I'm doing right now, so I feel like I should be compensated fairly. So he has a good position. Like he could sit out and it not be used against him.
no doubt. Things certainly have changed. One of the poster boys for that, which people don't like to talk about, playing tonight, Christian McCaffrey, who set out his bowl game at Stanford and is still running in the NFL. Panthers and Niners, and with the Bucs losing yesterday, Andre, the Panthers have a big spot tonight if they can go out and get another road win. And on paper, you're like, how the heck are they going to beat the 49ers on the road? Go back to what they did in Lambeau. Go back to them winning at Atlanta. Like they have done well this year in these tough spots. So should be a pretty good game tonight.
It's definitely going to be a good game. I know McCaffrey is going to be, ready. I know he has a chip on his shoulder
Yeah.
always going against the Panthers, but no, I think the Panthers could pull this one out for sure. I don't see a lot of consistent play from the Niners, like how
Yeah.
you used to see him play consistently. So, it's like one of those any given Monday night games, and I'm looking forward to the Panthers winning because I want them to have that winning record so the city can be more electric and not so dormant when they're losing.
No doubt. The pro basketball team isn't helping out much. Did they win last night, Jared? Yeah.
They
Lost to
got
the
a
Hawks. Damn.
And
All
they got
right.
a lot of great players on that. They got some talent, man. What's your thoughts on Shador?
Um, well, they beat the Raiders, which is Jared, producer Jared's team. So his thing is it's the Raiders that don't matter. I don't know, man. I'm kind of I don't know how to feel about the whole Shadur thing. I definitely am not rooting for him to fail. I don't care enough to
Right,
root one
right.
way or the other there. Um, but he's got his spot now. We'll see how he does. Again, I do kind of like that the fans, and I don't know what they were doing after the game, but when he first came in last week, the fans were cheering for him, and he was hyping him up, and that was kind of a cool moment. And then he kind of got crushed by the Ravens defense or whatever. But I don't know. If he does succeed, it will make for a cool story and a good storyline. I guess from a Browns perspective, I want to see anybody succeed there just to give their fans something. So I don't know how you feel about Shadur.
I want him to succeed for sure because I mean it's just obvious like how they're trying to pretty much blow him up and not allow him to be like successful. It's just blatantly obvious. But I feel like the players in the locker room they know, and he has a lot of good things going for him as far as fan base. It's like everybody's gonna cheer for the underdog, no matter how you look at it. So it's gonna be a matter of time before he get his opportunity. He get to the right organization that's not trying to derail him. That's how I look at it. He's gonna be successful in the NFL. There's no way around it.
Was and I kind of like the trash talk and cockiness if you are good and worthy of it. But when a guy like is cocky and talks trash and hasn't done anything, I'm not a big fan of that. So I hope he grows into that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's funny because you in the NFL, everybody is arrogant. Like the freaking coaching staff and the GM, they way more arrogant than the players could ever even be because they'll tell you that I'm gonna be here longer than you.
Now
So it's like,
back in my day, Andre Barry Sanders used to hand the ball to the ref. That's how you do it. No, I'm kidding, but
oh yeah, yeah, exactly. No, no,
you know
no,
what I'm
you're
saying?
right. And that's like the modest approach. But like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
that's that wiring in their head that was like, okay, I'm just happy to be here.
right,
When you
yeah. Oh,
start
it's changed.
training
Yeah,
when you start training in 5, 6, 7, and you're training to go there, you're not gonna be feeling like, okay, I'm just thankful to be here. You're like, no, I've been doing this for almost 15 years. I should be
yeah.
here. So it's just that's all it is, just to change early on in the wiring of the brain.
All right, we're up against it, Andre. Every guest this week, I'm gonna have them bring one thing to the hypothetical Pirate Radio Thanksgiving dinner. So you're up first. You got whatever you want to bring, just one thing. What are you bringing to the table?
Um, if I was bringing something to the table,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
food wise,
Yeah, yeah.
food wise, I probably would say deep fried turkey.
All right, boom. We got the deep fried turkey out of the gate. So good call.
Oh yeah.
Andre, have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll check in with you next week, man.
All right, same man. I'll talk to y'all soon.